I was doing 75 on I-40 when everything just died. No warning lights, no alerts. The engine seized completely. My brand new $58,000 SUV became a 4,500-pound paperweight, stranded in the fast lane with semis barreling down behind me. That was the scariest moment of my life. That's how Marcus Henderson describes what happened just 8 months after buying his 2025 SUV. The vehicle had less than 12,000 miles on it. His dealer kept the car for 47 days waiting for parts, all while Marcus made $970 monthly payments on a vehicle sitting in a service bay. But Marcus isn't some unlucky outlier or statistical anomaly. His story represents a growing first-year ownership crisis sweeping across multiple automotive brands. What car companies showcase in glossy commercials and journalists praise in first-drive reviews often bears little resemblance to what thousands of owners experience once the new car smell fades. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on the brands with the most alarming reliability records in their first year of ownership. Vehicles that depreciate faster, strand their owners more frequently, and create financial nightmares that can haunt buyers for years. This isn't about minor annoyances or subjective complaints. We're talking about catastrophic failures, design flaws, and systematic quality control problems that manufacturers are reluctant to address through proper recalls. The financial impact is staggering. Owners facing repeated breakdowns lose an average of $8,000 to $12,000 in accelerated depreciation alone, not counting repair costs, rental cars, lost wages, and the impossible task of selling a problematic vehicle without taking a massive financial hit. Let's examine the worst offenders brand by brand, where marketing promises clash violently with ownership reality. First up, Land Rover. Marketed as the ultimate luxury adventure vehicle that can conquer any terrain while cocooning you in British opulence. The reality? Many first-year owners discover they've purchased extraordinarily complex, maintenance-intensive vehicles that spend more time at dealerships than in their driveways. The core failure modes are both mechanical and electronic. Land Rover's air suspension systems have a particularly troubling failure rate, with compressors burning out and airbags developing leaks within the first 12 to 18 months. The electronic architecture, controlling everything from your climate settings to off-road modes, is plagued by software bugs and hardware failures. According to J.D. Power's initial quality study, Land Rover ranks consistently in the bottom 3 manufacturers with 255 problems per 100 vehicles. That's more than double the industry average. The service reality compounds the problem. When these vehicles fail, owners report average wait times of 3 to 5 weeks for parts, with some complex electronic components taking up to 8 weeks to arrive from overseas. Dealer labor rates average $175 to $225 per hour, and loaner availability is inconsistent at best. According to RepairPal data, the average annual maintenance cost runs $1,180, nearly triple the industry average. Financially, Land Rovers experience some of the steepest first-year depreciation curves in the luxury market. Black Book auction data shows their vehicles lose 28 to 32% of value in the first year, about 8 percentage points worse than comparable luxury SUVs. A $90,000 Range Rover Sport can shed nearly $30,000 in value before you've made your 12th payment. For owners, this creates a perfect storm of financial exposure. You're making payments on a vehicle you can't drive, watching its value plummet faster than expected, all while facing service delays and high repair costs once the warranty expires. If you're still determined to buy a Land Rover, at minimum, avoid the first model year of any new generation, opt for the extended warranty, and get a commitment in writing about loaner vehicle availability before signing any purchase agreement. Next, let's talk about Tesla. Marketed as the future of transportation. Revolutionary technology that improves through over-the-air updates with build quality that's supposedly catching up to traditional manufacturers. The reality. First-year ownership often reveals vehicles built with inconsistent quality control, phantom braking issues, and electronics that can leave you stranded. The primary failure modes center on manufacturing inconsistencies and electronic gremlins. Panel gaps and interior trim issues might be cosmetic, but more concerning are the reports of drive unit failures, battery management system errors, and main computer MCU crashes that can disable core vehicle functions. NHTSA complaint databases show Tesla's rate of electronic system complaints is 2.3 times higher than the industry average for vehicles in their first year of service. When problems arise, the service infrastructure struggles to keep pace with Tesla's sales volume. Owner communities report average service wait times of 2 to 3 weeks in major markets, stretching to 5 to 7 weeks in areas with fewer service centers. Parts availability is a persistent issue, with replacement drive units or battery modules often taking 3 to 4 weeks to arrive. Financially, Tesla's depreciation patterns have shifted dramatically. While they once held value exceptionally well, auction data from Manheim shows newer models depreciating 22 to 26% in their first year, now worse than the industry average of 20%. A Model Y Performance purchased for $61,000 can lose over $15,000 in value within 12 months. For owners, this creates a troubling scenario where the cutting-edge technology that justified the premium price becomes a liability. Forums are filled with stories of owners making payments on vehicles sitting in service centers for weeks, with Uber credits as their only compensation. If you're still set on Tesla ownership, your best protection is thoroughly inspecting any new vehicle before accepting delivery. Document any issues and refuse delivery if build quality seems subpar. Also, live within a reasonable distance of a service center and maintain an alternative transportation option. Moving to Genesis. Hyundai's luxury brand markets itself as offering European luxury and performance at a value price point with an industry-leading warranty. The reality? While their warranty is indeed comprehensive, first-year owners report concerning reliability issues that the 10-year powertrain coverage can't fully mitigate. The primary failure points center around their electrical systems and transmissions. The 8-speed automatic transmissions in several models show premature wear patterns and rough shifting behavior within the first 10,000 to 15,000 miles. More concerning are the electrical system failures affecting everything from infotainment to safety systems. Consumer Reports reliability data shows Genesis models averaging 41% below expected reliability for their segment in the first year of ownership. Service experiences vary dramatically by region. In areas with established Hyundai Genesis dealer networks, parts availability is reasonable, with average wait times of 1 to 2 weeks. However, in regions with fewer dealers, owners report waiting 3 to 4 weeks for major components. The difference between Genesis and true luxury brands becomes apparent in the service experience, with loaners often limited or unavailable. From a financial perspective, Genesis vehicles depreciate approximately 25 to 30% in their first year, according to CarEdge data, slightly worse than the luxury segment average. A $55,000 G70 can lose $16,500 in value by its first birthday. For owners, this creates a peculiar situation. The comprehensive warranty covers repair costs, but not the inconvenience of repeated dealer visits or the steeper-than-advertised depreciation. The value proposition that seems so compelling at purchase quickly erodes. If you're considering Genesis, insist on a loaner vehicle program in writing from your dealer. Avoid the first model year of any new design, and research the specific dealer's service reputation before purchase. The variation between Genesis service departments is extreme. Let's examine Jeep. Marketed as rugged, go-anywhere adventure vehicles with authentic off-road heritage. The reality? First-year Jeep owners, particularly of models with the 2.0-liter turbocharged engines and newer electrical architectures, report concerning reliability issues that undermine the brand's tough image. The core failure modes cluster around the powertrain and electronics. The 2.0-liter turbocharged engine has shown troubling patterns of oil consumption and cooling system failures within the first 12,000 miles. The electrical systems, especially in higher trim models loaded with technology, experience frequent failures in the body control modules and infotainment systems. According to J.D. Power's Vehicle Dependability Study, Jeep ranks in the bottom quartile of all brands, with their newest models showing 192 problems per 100 vehicles. The service reality adds another layer of frustration. Stellantis parts supply chains have been problematic, with average wait times of 2 to 3 weeks for critical components. Dealers often operate at maximum service capacity, creating appointment backlogs of 7 to 10 days even for warranty items. RepairPal data shows Jeep's annual maintenance costs averaging $675, about 30% higher than comparable mainstream brands. Financially, Jeeps with documented reliability issues show 23 to 26% first-year depreciation rates, according to Black Book, approximately 5 percentage points worse than segment averages. A $50,000 Grand Cherokee can lose $13,000 in value within 12 months. For owners, this creates a frustrating contradiction. The vehicle marketed for freedom and adventure becomes a source of anxiety and limitation. Owner forums document cases of people avoiding longer trips due to reliability concerns. Ironic for a brand built on exploration. If you're still drawn to Jeep's undeniable character, consider leasing rather than buying to limit your long-term exposure, or focus on the more proven Wrangler platform rather than newer models with less tested technology packages. Now let's discuss Alfa Romeo. Marketed as passionate Italian engineering with distinctive style and driving dynamics unlike anything else in its price range. The reality? First-year Alfa ownership often reveals vehicles plagued by electrical gremlins, engine issues, and parts availability nightmares that make the driving experience more frustrating than passionate. The primary failure points center around electrical systems and engine reliability. The 2.0-liter turbocharged engines show concerning patterns of cooling system failures, oil consumption, and fuel system issues within the first 10,000 miles. The electrical architecture suffers from frequent sensor failures that trigger check engine lights and limp modes. According to Consumer Reports data, Alfa Romeo ranks among the least reliable brands, with first-year models experiencing 131% more problems than the average luxury vehicle. The service infrastructure compounds these issues dramatically. Parts supply from Italy remains problematic, with average wait times of 4 to 6 weeks for critical components. The limited dealer network means many owners must travel significant distances for warranty work. When problems occur, owners report average vehicle downtime of 18 to 23 days, nearly 4 times the luxury segment average. Financially, Alfa Romeo's experienced some of the steepest depreciation curves in the luxury market. Auction data shows first-year depreciation of 32 to 38%, about 12 percentage points worse than segment averages. A $55,000 Stelvio can lose over $20,000 in value before your first-year service visit. For owners, this creates a scenario where the emotional appeal of Alfa ownership collides with the financial reality. You're making payments on a vehicle with frequent reliability issues, watching its value plummet, while facing service delays that leave you without transportation for weeks. If you still find yourself unable to resist Alfa's siren song, the only sensible approach is leasing with comprehensive coverage and a guaranteed loaner program. Never purchase without extended warranty coverage, and build a relationship with your service department before problems arise. Next is Volkswagen. Marketed as offering European engineering and driving dynamics at mainstream prices with improving reliability. The reality: first-year VW owners, particularly of models with the latest electronic architectures and dual-clutch transmissions, report persistent issues that contradict the brand's claims of improved quality. The key failure areas concentrate around the DSG dual-clutch transmissions and electronic systems. The transmissions exhibit premature wear patterns and mechatronic unit failures within the first 15,000 miles. The electrical architecture, controlling everything from driver assistance features to climate control, suffers from software bugs and hardware failures. NHTSA complaint databases show Volkswagen's rate of transmission-related complaints is 1.7 times higher than the industry average for vehicles in their first year. The service experience varies dramatically by region. Parts availability has improved but remains inconsistent, with average wait times of 2 to 3 weeks for specialty components. Labor rates at VW dealers typically run $140 to $180 per hour, and loaner availability is hit or miss depending on the dealer. According to RepairPal, VW's average annual maintenance costs run $700 to $68, about 40% higher than mainstream Japanese and Korean competitors. From a financial perspective, Volkswagens with documented reliability issues depreciate approximately 24 to 28% in their first year according to CarEdge data, about 4 to 6 percentage points worse than comparable mainstream brands. A $35,000 Tiguan can lose nearly $10,000 in value within 12 months. For owners, this creates a particular frustration. They paid a premium for European engineering, but received reliability more problematic than budget brands, with higher service costs and steeper depreciation. If you're still attracted to Volkswagen's driving dynamics, focus on their more proven platforms rather than first-year models, insist on a comprehensive pre-purchase inspection, and budget for accelerated depreciation in your ownership calculations. Let's examine Audi. Marketed as the perfect balance of luxury, technology, and performance with superior German engineering. The reality? First-year Audi owners often discover vehicles with sophisticated but fragile electronic systems and complex mechanical components that can create expensive repair scenarios just outside the warranty period. The core failure points focus on the MMI infotainment systems and certain powertrain components. The dual-screen infotainment setups experience software crashes and hardware failures at rates significantly above luxury segment averages. On the mechanical side, water pump failures, timing chain tensioner issues, and turbocharger problems appear with concerning frequency, just as vehicles approach warranty limits. J.D. Power's initial quality study places Audi in the middle of the luxury pack, but their 36-month reliability metrics drop considerably, suggesting problems that emerge over time. The service reality is better than some brands we've discussed, but still problematic. Parts availability for complex electronic components can stretch to 3 to 4 weeks. Dealer labor rates average $180 to $225 per hour. And while loaner programs exist, availability isn't guaranteed during peak service periods. RepairPal data indicates Audi's annual maintenance costs average $987 once out of warranty, approximately 85% higher than mainstream brands. Financially, Audis with documented electronic issues depreciate at 26 to 30% in the first year, according to Black Book, roughly 3 to 5 percentage points worse than the luxury segment average. A $60,000 Q5 can lose $18,000 in value within 12 months. For owners, this creates a concerning trajectory where initial satisfaction with the vehicle's features and performance gradually gives way to anxiety about emerging problems and their potential costs. If you're still drawn to Audi's undeniable appeal, your best protection is either leasing to avoid long-term ownership costs or purchasing certified pre-owned with extended warranty coverage. Always research the specific engine and transmission combination you're considering, as reliability varies significantly across Audi's lineup. So why does this problem persist? Why are so many new vehicles hitting the market with serious first-year reliability issues? The answer lies in a perfect storm of industry pressures. First, development cycles have compressed dramatically. Where automakers once spent 5 to 7 years developing new models, market pressures have squeezed that to 2 to 3 years in many cases. This acceleration leaves less time for testing and validation, especially for new technologies. Second, the rapid electrification of vehicles and integration of complex software has outpaced manufacturers' ability to properly test these systems. Modern vehicles contain 100+ million lines of code, more than a commercial airliner, running on dozens of interconnected computers. The potential failure points have multiplied exponentially. Third, the industry's approach to problems favors silent fixes over public recalls. Technical service bulletins, repair instructions sent only to dealers, not owners, outnumber public recalls by more than 10 to 1. This allows manufacturers to address known issues quietly while continuing to sell potentially problematic vehicles. Fourth, the automotive media ecosystem depends heavily on manufacturer advertising, press trips, and early access to vehicles. This creates subtle but powerful incentives against highlighting reliability concerns in new models. For owners caught in this trap, the consequences are severe and multifaceted. Beyond the safety implications of unexpected failures, there's the financial impact that few buyers fully appreciate until they're experiencing it. Consider the math. You finance $45,000 over 72 months at 6.9% interest. After making payments for 12 months totaling $8,400, your vehicle experiences serious reliability issues. The market value has already dropped to $32,000 due to accelerated depreciation associated with these known problems. You still owe $39,600 on the loan, meaning you're underwater by $7,600. You can't sell without bringing thousands to closing, can't trade without rolling negative equity into a new loan, and can't refinance because the loan-to-value ratio is too high. Meanwhile, the vehicle needs repairs. Even under warranty, you're facing rental car costs, time off work for service appointments, and the anxiety of never knowing when the next failure will occur. Once the warranty expires, those repair costs, averaging $2,100 to $4,500 for major electronic or powertrain issues, fall entirely on you. This is how reliability problems create a financial trap that can impact owners for years beyond the initial purchase. It's also why understanding first-year reliability patterns is so crucial before making a purchase decision. So what can you do to protect yourself? First, avoid first model years of any new design. The data is unequivocal. First-year production vehicles have significantly higher problem rates across all brands. Let someone else be the beta tester. Second, research specific powertrains and technology packages, not just brands. Within the same manufacturer, reliability can vary dramatically between different engine/transmission combinations and technology packages. Third, check for technical service bulletins before purchasing. These documents, available through NHTSA's website, reveal known issues that manufacturers are addressing quietly. A high number of TSBS for a new model is a major red flag. Fourth, consider gap insurance and extended warranties for vehicles with questionable reliability histories. While these add to your purchase cost, they provide critical financial protection. Fifth, build the true cost of ownership into your budget calculations. Include not just the payment, but realistic maintenance costs, accelerated depreciation if applicable, and a contingency fund for unexpected repairs. The reality is that reliable vehicles still exist, but finding them requires looking beyond marketing claims and first-drive reviews. In our next video, I'll break down the 5 most reliable models across different price points based on actual owner data and repair statistics, not marketing hype or subjective impressions. The automotive industry has normalized selling first-year vehicles with serious reliability issues, but as buyers, we don't have to normalize purchasing them. Share your ownership experiences in the comments, subscribe for our upcoming reliability guide, and remember, the most expensive vehicle isn't the one with the highest sticker price. It's the one that leaves you stranded when you need it most.